It was early 2003, 17 years back, and I was looking after my father who was suffering from cancer. He passed on later that year, and those were indeed very, very trying and difficult times. Fast forward to 2014, and I suffered a major health setback, and I'd almost hit rock bottom. Again, fast forward to 2020, the last 6 months, when businesses suddenly stopped in the month of March, and we've been going through difficult times. I was wondering, what has kept me going? How have I managed to bounce back? Welcome to Sunday Shloka. Today's Shlok is about resilience, the ability that helped me to bounce back in adversity. It was a combination of patience, courage, physical and mental strength, amongst other things. Resilience is something that we require in abundance today and also in the years ahead. After sharing the guidance from the Shlok, I'll also share with you 7 strategies that have helped me build resilience based on my experiences. This Shlok has been taken from the Subhashit Sangraha and goes like this. Dhiraha shokam tarishyanti labhante siddhimuttamam धीरैः संप्राप्यते लक्ष्मी धैर्यं सर्वत्र साधनम. Let's understand the first line. Dhiraha shokam tarishyanti labhante siddhimuttamam. Dhiraha means a brave and resolute person. Shokam means sorrow or grief. In this context, we mean adversity. Tarishyanti meaning getting through or overcoming. Labhante meaning getting or receiving. In this context, it would mean attaining. And siddhimuttamam is a combination of 2 words. Siddhihi meaning prosperity and success, and uttamam is uttam meaning great or high levels of. So the gist of the first line is, it is brave and resolute people who have the ability to overcome adversity, to attain great success and prosperity. The second line says, Dhiraihi samprapyate Lakshmi, Dhairyam sarvatra sadhanam. Dhiraihi meaning people who are resilient. Samprapyate meaning achieve. Lakshmi meaning wealth and prosperity. Dhairyam meaning patience and courage. Sarvatra meaning always. And sadhanam are the means. The gist of the second line is that people who are resilient become wealthy and prosperous. And in today's context, we could see it as being more secure. And patience and courage are always the best means to overcoming adversity. Here I want to emphasize what patience and courage might mean in today's context. So let's take a look at patience first. And in today's context, patience could be seen as tolerance, and tolerance for 3 things. So tolerance for delays, maybe in a job interview, or in receiving a payment, or in health improvement. Secondly, tolerance for ambiguity and uncertainty. Will work from home continue, or will we revert back, and so on. And thirdly, tolerance for suffering. Suffering something that may not be of your own doing, something which is not in your control. Very importantly, we need to get a handle on our emotions so that we don't get unnecessarily annoyed or anxious. Now, let's take a look at courage. In the current situation, we are likely to have many thoughts, ideas about what we might want to do. However, the fear of not succeeding or of what others might think is something that might hold you back. So, whatever is your idea, whatever it is that you wish to do, break it up into small steps. Then, take the first step, then the next, and so on. I have applied this method successfully on many occasions in the past. In 2011, I was leading the effort in a startup on health and safety. We didn't know anything about this whole domain of health and safety, and today that company is flourishing. And more recently, I've applied this in my endeavor of Sunday Shlokas. I'm now sharing 7 strategies that have helped me build resilience over all these years, and I'm sure some of them will help you as well. The first strategy is talk to people. Talk to people who have had a similar experience or are going through a similar experience. When looking after my father, I remember talking to a lot of people who had gone through a similar experience, and it helped a lot. Strategy number 2, focus on things that you can control. When looking for my first job in the corporate sector, I focused on completing my MBA, and that enhanced my self-confidence. Strategy number 3, seek support from friends and acquaintances. In my job search, I did reach out to lots of friends and acquaintances, and it kept me motivated and optimistic, and it did result in my getting a job. The fourth strategy is to network and engage in positive activities, activities that make you feel really good. In these last 5-6 months, I've increased my networking, and it's given me positive results in the form of 2 projects coming my way. I've also started my YouTube channel, revived my passion for music and painting. The fifth strategy involves taking small steps in getting back on track. After my health setback in 2014, I remember I started taking small baby steps in regaining my health first through exercise and some meditation and again listening to music, and thereafter I started venturing out, firstly just attending meetings and then later also traveling. Strategy number 6, upskill or learn something new and also keep sharpening the saw. In these past 6 months, I have worked on 2 areas. Firstly, I have enhanced my skills in virtual engagement through a professional certification program. I am also on my way to attaining a new certification in neuroscience, and both these actions are helping me to get more projects and more work. That brings us to the 7th strategy, and that is being healthy inside out. While going through each of these experiences, I've ensured that I've kept myself physically fit by exercising and also doing some mindfulness exercises, and I dare say this has really helped in building resilience. So let's hear the shlok again. Dhiraha shokam tarishyanti labhante siddhimuttamam dhiraihi samprapyate lakshmi dhairyam sarvatra sadhanam. Do let me know in the comment section below about which strategies you're applying to become more resilient. Here's more resilience and more power to you. All the very best.